In a peaceful green forest near a sparkling pond, there lived two best friends named Freddy and Oliver. Freddy was cheerful, brave, and always ready for adventure. Oliver was careful, nervous, and worried about almost everything. Even though they were very different, they spent every day together jumping across lily pads, catching insects, and singing beside the pond under the moonlight. One bright sunny morning, Freddy jumped excitedly onto a rock and called out Oliver, "Let's explore the village beyond the forest today." Oliver looked surprised and nervous. The village? But what if we get lost? Freddy laughed happily. "We won't get lost. It will be fun." The two frogs packed tiny leaves filled with berries and began their journey through the forest. They crossed flowing streams, climbed over rocks, and rested beneath giant mushrooms while colorful butterflies danced around them. Birds chirped above the trees as warm sunlight shined through the forest. After a long journey, the frogs finally reached the edge of the village just as the sun was beginning to set. Freddy's eyes widened with excitement as he looked at the colorful houses, glowing windows, and children playing in the streets. "Wow," Freddy said happily. "This place is amazing." But Oliver felt nervous. "There are too many humans here. We should be careful." The frogs quietly hopped through the village streets, hiding behind flower pots and barrels so nobody would notice them. As they moved carefully between the houses, a delicious smell suddenly floated through the air. Freddy sniffed excitedly. Something smells wonderful." The smell led them to a farmhouse kitchen with an open window. Freddy quickly jumped inside and looked around. But suddenly, slip. Both frogs lost their footing and fell into a giant metal container filled with thick cream. "Oh no, we're trapped," he cried. Freddy kept paddling calmly inside the thick cream. "Don't give up. Keep swimming." The cream was heavy, and every movement became harder and harder. The frogs kicked with all their strength, trying again and again to escape. After a while, Oliver became tired. "I can't do this anymore," he said sadly. Freddy encouraged him. "Yes, you can. Just keep trying." But Oliver slowly began losing hope. "What's the point?" he whispered quietly. "We'll never escape." Then sadly, Oliver stopped kicking and slowly sank beneath the cream. "Oliver." Freddy cried helplessly. Now Freddy was completely alone. Freddy felt scared, tired, and heartbroken. For a moment, he also wanted to give up. But then he remembered something his grandfather once told him. "As long as you keep trying, there is always a chance." Freddy took a deep breath and continued kicking with all his strength. Suddenly, he noticed something strange. The cream around him was becoming thicker and thicker. His constant kicking was slowly turning the cream into butter. Freddy's eyes filled with hope. "I can do this," he whispered. Finally, the butter became solid enough for Freddy to stand on. Freddy bent his legs, took a deep breath, and jumped with all his strength. Boing. He leaped out of the container and landed safely on the kitchen floor. "I made it," Freddy shouted happily. That night, Freddy slowly made his way back through the quiet forest beneath the shining stars. Fireflies glowed softly around him as he returned to the pond. Although he was safe, he still felt sad for his friend Oliver. Soon, the forest animals gathered around Freddy to hear what had happened. Freddy gently told them the story of the two frogs. "Oliver was smart and kind," Freddy said softly, "but he gave up too soon." An old turtle nodded wisely and said, "Sometimes the hardest part of any challenge is believing in yourself." From that day on, Freddy shared his story with every young animal in the forest, and every time he told the story, he ended with the same lesson: never lose hope. Keep trying, even when things seem impossible. Because determination and hard work can turn problems into opportunities.